Okay, welcome. Now, today we're just going to focus on this idea of trading blocks. Okay, you might have been working on something like the World Trade Organization, or you might have been looking at globalization, or protectionism, or the increase of international trade, or something about how economies are integrating in the global economy. We're going to look today at four different types of trading block. We're just going to give us some examples. We're going to go through what the main characteristics are and how those economies are progressing together and integrating together. Okay, going to keep it relatively short, be around 10 minutes. Now, first of all, we've got a free trade area. The most obvious example of a free trade area is a free trade area called NAFTA. Okay, that's North American Free Trade Area. Okay, this is made up of three countries: Canada, United States of America, and Mexico. Obviously, you've got a major economy in the center of those three. Currently, the largest economy on the planet, potentially the second largest pretty soon, and you've got to the north of them, you've got Canada, still a pretty sizable economy, and to the south of that, you've got Mexico, which is an up-and-coming developing economy. Okay, it's obviously characterized by its cheap labor at the moment as well. So you've got these three economies that are acting together in a free trade area. But what does that actually mean as a free trade area? All it means is they have removed their internal tariffs. So you've got three countries here, A, B, and C. And all they are suggesting is that between themselves, they have zero internal tariffs. 0%, 0%, 0% tax on any imports from their neighbouring countries. Okay, they have just reduced the import tariffs amongst themselves. Okay, however, and this is the key to understand this concept, we have, say, country D, which is over here. Each of these individual countries has its own relationship with D. So B has negotiated, C has negotiated, and A have negotiated a different tariff relationship. For example, this one has got a 7% import tariff, this one has got 3%, this one has got a 5%. That is simplified, of course, but it means that they've got a different trade agreement with each individual country within that block. Okay, that is what we call a free trade area. Zero internal tariffs. Next, let's look at what is considered to be a customs union. Okay, a customs union, the best example of a customs union is really somebody like, what's it called? CARICOM. Okay, the Caribbean Customs Union. So we've got a whole group of, it's a kind of a commercial group in the Caribbean. So quite small economies. So you've got people like Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic. You've got like the islands like Grenada, Grenadine, St. Kitts, and St. Vincent. You've got Barbados and the Bahamas, Jamaica, all these relatively small economies, and they have formed a customs union. Now, what does that mean? Well, two elements. This first element exists, where they have internal tariffs that have been wiped out, but there's also a second aspect, and that second aspect is that their relationship with third parties, with other countries, has been unified. So they create what we call a ring tariff or an external tariff, and their relationship, their trade deals with other countries has been unified. So they are acting as a customs union when they are dealing with third parties. They have no internal tariffs, and they have added the ring tariff. And that makes them what we call a customs union. Okay? Third, a common market. Now, a common market has all of the features of a customs union, plus we have the idea of free movement of labour and capital, as well as free movement of goods and services. Okay, so free movement of labour, free movement of capital. So you can start to see that these economies are becoming even more integrated together, right? So a good example of this is the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, okay? And you've got quite big economies in there. So this we're dealing with about 600 million consumers in total. So we're talking about countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, we've got the Philippines, we've got Thailand, we've got Vietnam, we've got the whole of that archipelago that runs through Southeast Asia, just to the south of China. And those guys are operating this idea of a common market, which includes everything from the customs union and free movement of labour and free movement of capital. And that means investment can go from one economy to another. Not just people and not just goods, but capital investment can be going backwards and forwards as well. Really important step in integration. And now we come on to the most sophisticated of all of the trading blocks that exist. And this one is called Economic and Monetary Union. This is where we've really got quite highly integrated economies here. And the best example of this, the only real example of this, to be honest, is the European Union. And not all of the European Union, to be perfectly honest, just what we call the Eurozone. And the biggest difference here, we've added two main elements. We've added a single currency, and that's the euro. It's one of the biggest trading currencies out there at the moment. It's one of the big pairs. And we've also got joint monetary policy. So the European Central Bank is setting a joint interest rate for the whole of the Eurozone. Okay, so that means that monetary policy has been centralised. So the Spanish government don't set the monetary policy in terms of interest rates for Spain. The German government does not set interest rates for Germany. We've got the European Central Bank that operates a single monetary policy for the whole of the Eurozone. And that's what makes it the most sophisticated of all of the trading blocks out there at the moment. So don't forget, we have the free trade area, that's basic, no internal tariffs. We've got the customs union, which is adding a ring tariff. We've got the common market, which is adding free movement of people and capital, free movement of labour, free movement of capital. And then we've got a much more integrated system, which is the Eurozone, which adds a single currency and a single monetary policy. Okay, and that is the most sophisticated of all of the trading blocks. Now, ask yourself this. We've got about 1 minute left. Who benefits from trading blocks? Who loses out from trading blocks? Okay, how does creating bigger groups of countries affect international trade? Think about how that is going to develop in the future. Are these trading blocks going to eventually become a single global economy? Are we going to have maybe 3 or 4 major trading blocks, that we kind of already do, that are just going to operate on their own and in between each other? Think about how that will develop in the future. Okay, I think there's a lot food for thought there. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for today. That's Trading Blocks. If you are going to subscribe, click on the button to subscribe or whatever it is you do, and like my video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.